Hello everyone. Are you wondering what PAS10 is all about? Well, we are here to give you an idea about PAS10. What is PAS10? The accounting fundamentals and post-reporting period event disclosure are outlined in PAS10, including information on the date the financial statements were approved or issued. What are the objectives of PAS10? First, when an entity should adjust its financial statements for events after the reporting period. Second, the disclosures that an entity should give about the date when the financial statements were authorized for issue and about events after the reporting period. Going concern. The conceptual framework and accounting standard of Milan states that PAS10 forbids the preparation of financial statements on a going concern basis if management determines after the reporting period that it either intends to liquidate the entity or to cease operations, or that it has no realistic alternative but to do so. The COVID-19 is one example. Although the government provided some financial assistance in the form of salary grants and loan programs in response to the safety standards brought on by COVID-19, many enterprises and companies still experience uncertainty.
After the reporting period, events that occurred after the reporting period are separated into favorable and unfavorable events. Favorable events affect an entity positively, while unfavorable events have the opposite effect. Events that take place after the reporting period happen between the end of the reporting period and the release date for the financial statements. For example, JC Company ended its reporting period on December 31, 2021, and its financial statements are authorized for issue on March 3, 2022. Date of authorization in a financial statement. After the reporting period, we designate a date of authorization of the financial statement at which point management approves the financial statements for release, whether they are final or still under review.
Events occurring between the reporting date and the date on which the financial statements are authorized for the issue should be classified as either adjusting or non-adjusting events. What are adjusting events? Adjusting events is an event that occurs after the reporting period that adds to the evidence of circumstances that existed after the reporting period, such as one that shows the going concern assumption for all or a portion of the business is inappropriate. Examples of adjusting events: discovery of frauds or errors that show the financial statements are incorrect. Receipt of information after reporting date indicating that an asset was impaired. Sales of inventory after the reporting date that give evidence about their net value at the reporting date.
Next is non-adjusting events. According to Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales, non-adjusting events are signs of conditions that arose after the end of a reporting period and do not cause the financial statements to be adjusted. If the incident is material, a disclosure is made in the financial statement though. This disclosure includes the type of event that occurred as well as the anticipated financial implications. Example of non-adjusting events are decline in market value of investments, announcement of a plan to discontinue part of the enterprise, major purchases and sales of assets, destruction of major assets by fire and etc., major sales of subsidiary, and lastly, major dealings in the company's ordinary shares.
The present pandemic is generally regarded as non-adjusting events unless you are from an early afflicted country like China. Although the first indicators occurred before the end of the year, businesses suffer from the subsequent measurements and spread. Given that there are no present obligations at the end of the reporting period, dividends issued after the reporting period are not recorded as liabilities. How to reflect these events in the financial statement? There are two steps if ever there are events that arise after the reporting period. First, we must identify the type of event adjusting or non-adjusting and then account for the events. If you identify it as adjusting events, then you need to adjust the amount in the financial statement. However, if it is a non-adjusting event and it is considered material, you only need to disclose it in the notes to financial statements.
PAS 10 itself is a relatively straightforward standard to apply once you have correctly determined whether events that occur require adjusting within the financial statements or whether they require disclosure, that is, they don't require adjusting, barely emphasizing within the financial statements to enable the accounts to give a true and fair view. That's it, guys. I hope you learn now about the PAS 10.